Hello, St. Luke's Edmond family. I just wanted to come with a brief message for you today. Certainly in the last couple of weeks, we've all been watching as the numbers of new COVID cases have been going up in our community. We've been hearing all the reports about the hospitals being stretched to their limits. They're low on staff, they're low on beds, they're low on rooms. We've all been watching and hearing the news over the last couple of weeks. And it was earlier this week that I became one of those statistics. One of those numbers is I tested positive for COVID-19. I got my test results late Wednesday afternoon, early Wednesday evening, and I was certainly surprised to get my results. At this point, I have no symptoms. I have none of the typical symptoms that you read about or that you hear about with COVID-19. I feel perfectly fine. I have all of my energy. I feel just normal. I went and got a test scheduled because I thought that I might have been exposed to somebody who did have COVID-19. We weren't sure exactly when they had contracted the virus, and so I went ahead and scheduled a test just to be safe. After I had scheduled the test, we found out that they were able to track it down, and they were exposed to the virus after I had seen them. And so we knew that I hadn't been exposed to them, but I already had the test scheduled, so I figured I might as well go ahead and take that test. And I'm glad that I did, so that I would know that I was positive for the virus. Once we found out that I tested positive, Brittany and Lucy did go get tested as well. We're very glad that both of their tests did come back negative. They are both doing very well. Neither of them have the symptoms, but they're both doing very well and both tested negative, fortunately. So I am in isolation right now. I'm staying away from them. In fact, they are going to stay with other family members to be able to stay away from me and keep both of them safe. And we'll continue to pray that that stays the way for them. Certainly, it was a surprise for me whenever I got the results. In fact, whenever I opened the email with my results, I had to go back and open it a second time to make sure I didn't see somebody else's results because, like I said, I feel perfectly fine. I do not know where I got this virus from. We've talked about this for months now, that this is one of those viruses that we just don't always know what goes on with it. There's still so much we don't know. We don't know why it affects different people in different ways. We can't see it. We can't always trace it. I was not around anybody that I know of who has tested positive in the last couple of weeks. I wear my mask anytime I'm outside the house. We do our very best to social distance. Sometimes you can do all of the right things, and it still happens. And that's been the case for me. So I certainly appreciate your prayers for me and for my family. But I would also ask you during this time to be praying for those who have it much worse than I do. We know that there are so many who are in the hospital right now, so many who need to be in the hospital right now, so many who are sick and really struggling with this much, much worse than I am. And so while I appreciate your prayers, I hope that you'll be lifting all of those up in your prayers as well as all of those healthcare workers, all those on the front lines who are having to fight this and deal with this on a daily basis. The mental and emotional struggle that they are going through, as well as the physical toll it's taking, is really staggering. And so I hope that you'll not only be in prayer for me, but please be in prayer for all of those others as well as we continue to fight this virus. So I pray that I continue to feel no symptoms and I continue to feel well, but in the meantime, I'm going to continue to self-isolate and be by myself and have some time for reading and for doing some things that I don't always have the time to do. So I'm looking forward to that and hope to be able to make the positive experience out of this. But I hope that for you and your family that you all continue to wear your masks and to wash your hands and to distance yourselves from others. We know how high the numbers are in our community right now, and we can all do our part to help bring that down, to help keep our distance from one another, and to keep safe. So definitely over this Thanksgiving holiday, we know it's going to be different this year. Certainly going to be different for our families. We're not going to get to be together on Thanksgiving Day, but we felt like safety is the most important thing we can do, and so that's what we will be doing. I pray that you and your family stay safe as well. I hope that you have a very happy Thanksgiving. And I pray that we can all take time during this holiday to stop and reflect on all that we do still have to be grateful for. So stay safe, stay well, and I can't wait until I can be out of isolation and hopefully get to see many of you soon. Take care.